With Cisco Secure Application, a competitive leading use case is our ability to configure runtime policies to block or mitigate attacks. By continuously monitoring vulnerabilities to find and block attacks automatically, this maximizes your speed and uptime while minimizing risk to your business, while your teams now have some time to plan and remediate your environment. To perform this action, we can either click on Security on the home page or access through the application full map, or even predefine filters and jump in through the business transaction dashboard to prioritize and view specific business exposure risks. In this demo, we will showcase the Log4Shell vulnerability attack. First, we step into the Attacks tab. This determines whether the Log4Shell vulnerability is being actively exploited, which we can see it is. By double-clicking on the exploit, we further provide our customers the security data and correlated application context they need to make informed decisions that they can use to mitigate their potential threats. Here you can see the security and vulnerability details, such as timeline of events, type of attack, the scope and methodology of the attack, and understand what application entities are actually impacted. We also correlate and list any of the exploit's chain of events and present deep security insights brought together in this one area. We leverage our code visibility to provide specific code execution methods from the application stack. Because logging with Log4J is so common across platforms, and services and attacks on the Log4Shell vulnerability are easy to perform, remediating its effects can be complex and potentially time-consuming. To create a policy to mitigate this threat, we leverage the correlated application context and click on the stack trace details. Our insights automatically highlight the vulnerable method that is being used for this exploit. We can then take this information and create a policy to mitigate this new threat by going to the settings icon and click on policies. In our policy area, we can set up specific rules to ignore, block, or detect attacks and vulnerabilities across our entire application environment. We can also apply these policies to specific applications or even down to the service tier level. The actions can be further defined with one or more rule sets that really can dial in your mitigation techniques. This lessens the impact to your application and end users to as little to none as possible while reducing your exposure risk. As you can see, the runtime behaviors we have current policy support for includes the following requests: command execution processes, access to local files, patching HTTP response headers, non-encrypted web requests, including network or socket host connections. For this example, we want to make sure that the Log4j vulnerability, which has been detected within this application environment, cannot be exploited in any application or tier. To do this, we select the network and socket access policy and add a rule for specific criteria to detect the vulnerable method that was being used within the stack trace and block its execution. With the policy defined, we save it and it becomes effective immediately. We do not have to restart the application or even the agent for it to take effect on this or any subsequent changes to our policies. We can confirm this policy by going back to the attacks dashboard and confirming that the attempted exploits are now being blocked. Secure Application reduces the risk of security exposure by providing our customers unique runtime abilities to protect applications, prioritize remediations, and mitigate exploits. And we help provide additional time to help your teams determine the best course of action across the business for full remediation. By leveraging these granular application security policies, our customers can and did provide targeted mitigation responses to the Log4Shell vulnerabilities that protected their applications and kept them online during their emergency.